Buongiorno, Andy. How we doing, mate? You well?
I'm good, eh? I had a consumption of alcohol to watch that, so it's probably seemed a better game than it actually was when you pissed.
Yeah. First time the Dubai time differences came into effect.
I've got one up on you at the minute because my beer was fucking cheaper than yours, mate. So there you go.
It actually, there's no doubt about that. Like, that's the only negative. That's the only positive you've got, I think, over me at the minute. Like, it looks like it's sunny back there in Newcastle. Actually, it's night time now. Yeah.
I hope you get fucking sunburn as well, mate. Honestly, I hope it hurts as well.
Easy, mate. Look how brown this is going.
Last time I was in Dubai, I got sunstroke, and it was bloody agony. It was when Newcastle beat their Swansea 1-0 Lascelles, and I was shivering in bed. I was ill, but no, I think it was divided opinion today. I think I said we couldn't lose, and we didn't. And to be honest, I think Fat Sam got beat at his own game today, so that was quite satisfying. So for that last half an hour, even though he brought Gale on, which, you know, to the untrained eye, it looks like an attacking move, and probably was, to be fair, with the intention at the time. But I think that last half an hour, they weren't hanging on because West Brom were absolutely atrocious. To be honest, it was a diabolical game. They were a terrible side, and it was, you know, if we'd been any sort of side, we would have been 2-0 up, wouldn't we, in the first few minutes, and probably seen the game off. So I think 0-0 was fair, and depending on the Fulham result, they're obviously 1-0 up at the moment. If they hang on and win 1-0, today is a terrible result. If they get beat, you hope that Liverpool turn around, then it could be a useful point. You know, basically it relegates West Brom. So there's only one team now that can. Well, it's between Newcastle, Brighton, and Fulham basically. And you know, you look at the form of Newcastle, and you do fear the worst. You look over your shoulder big time. I mean, Brighton are better than us, really. I think that you'd fully expect them to beat us at the Amex, and they'll finish above us. So it's basically a tussle between us and Fulham. And in my opinion, if we are on 4 points ahead of Fulham going into the last game of the season, I think we're down, because I think, especially if they have fans their last game of the season, they'll be full of energy, and it'd be a horrible situation. I mean, it would be at very best 50-50 game, wouldn't it? And you don't really want to balance your survival on a 50-50 one-off game, you know. And you could argue that the bookies would certainly have Fulham as favourites. So
I would have Fulham as favourites if Fulham have got fans. That surely can't be fair. Like, it's such a game with such high stakes that shouldn't be allowed.
Well, I think they need to look into it, to be honest. I think there's certain games in the Northwest where the teams had fans in for certain games. I mean, it's got to be equal across the board, but, you know, fans or no fans, we can't use that as an excuse for how atrocious we are. And today, you know,
it shouldn't come down to it. It shouldn't come down to the last game at this stage.
It shouldn't. I mean, I called it the day. I said 0. To be honest, because that is the result that we weren't going to score with that team. You know, everyone knew that, and the openings were had. We've done that in previous games where we've had openings and we haven't taken them because there's no one there to put the ball in the net, really. So I think we should be over the moon with 0-0. I think, and Bruce, honestly, outdone Fat Sam, because that last half an hour was absolutely dreadful. And Allardyce, like all them games that, you know, where we've tried to play football, and Allardyce has used spoiler tactics, and he's found a way. When he was Blackburn manager and West Ham manager, he's Bolton manager, he's found ways to beat with really ugly, horrible style. He's kept players down. They were like, you know, big. Who's the big fella that used to play for Blackburn when he went to the foreign leagues and he's going down, like his little clip on the ankle. He's going down for a couple of minutes to break the play up and all that. So it's poetic justice today. You know, he deserves, you reap what you sow, and he's been out Fat Sammed off a manager that's probably a lot worse than him, and he's more prehistoric. I can't even say it. I've had too much to drink, so it's just he's just, yeah. So the only good thing is we've sent Fat Sam down, but that result could send us down as well. So I think he's probably sort of grabbed a hold of Bruce's ankle and brought him down with us. So it's might be a good point. We've said that against. I mean, you've got to stop clutching at straws at some point, because we've said that against Wolves. It might be a good point when we look back at the end of the season. What a fucking horrible cliche, you know? Because
well, I think Wolves would have been a good point of what it won the day. You would have took a draw against Wolves, wouldn't you? But you won't take a draw at the Hawthorn, surely, and especially when we've got Villa next, who would never seem to do well against.
I don't know. It depends. If Grealish is back, you'd feel the worst. I don't think Villa have been at their best without him, but I think they're still a better team than us. I think, but then again, you could argue that for like 80 other teams, couldn't you? So it's
yeah.
I mean, the one noticeable thing today I'd say is that I don't think it wasn't a great performance. I don't think you would say the players aren't playing for Bruce. I don't think. I just think that it's a combination of terrible tactics and them being useless. I mean, I think they did enough today to suggest that they didn't down tool or give up. The sort of in a sort of terrible sort of roundabout way they put in they didn't throw in a white towel. That's all I can say. I'm not going to praise them too much because it was a bag of shite, wasn't it? But yeah, that's all you can say. I think just we didn't get beat. That's all you can say.
Oh well, enjoy the rest of your Sunday, mate. Enjoy the old drinky poos. Have a nice one. See you again soon.
Enjoy the sunburn as well, and the sun cream over there is fucking expensive. It's with 30 quid, so but put that in your
That's alright, mate.
Mate.
You enjoy them strong boys, mate. See you later.
I'm only jealous. See you later, mate. Bye.